Yo, it is Stocks and Bars, the Stock Market Hip Hop Podcast, the only place you will find finance mixed with hip hop. And today we have a special guest in the building. We got my guy, Dex Mcbean, and he stopped by the show, and we're going to talk all about his experiences, what inspires him to rap about finance, and so much more. Let's go. I got my clique ready to use the money they got from jobs, encouraging, teaching them that it's not so hard. I'm doing this, making investing pop. You law is extra. You tuning in to Stocks and Bars. Yo, this is Stocks and Bars, the Stock Market Hip Hop Podcast, the only place you will find finance mixed with hip hop. And today, yo, this one is special to me because the guy that I have on here right now, we met on Instagram. So on my journeys with trying to find other people who are doing financial hip hop, I found nobody until I found this guy. This was a person that I randomly bumped into just trying to do a search on Instagram, and I followed him. So after following him, I looked at his content and I saw that he was also producing financial content. And in his content, he was rhyming about stocks, financial literacy. He hooked up with other people and he was doing songs for them. And that inspired me to start reaching out to other people in order to do the same. So I want to welcome to the podcast my guy, Dex Mcbean. What's going on, my brother?
Yo, what's good, my brother? How you doing, man?
Yo, I'm fantabulous, man. Like I said, when I very first met you by accident, and I was like, I can't believe there's somebody else out there doing this. And it was dope. So I made sure to reach out to you a couple of times before this finally came into fruition. But this is how energy works. You got to keep at it.
Definitely got to keep at it, man. I definitely been a fan of your content too. I always share it on my page when I catch it.
Thank you.
You know, it's not too many of us in the space. It's like, you know what, this could work. We could do both of these things at once, you know?
Yes. So hip hop, man, hip hop. What inspired me to do what I do is because when I was growing up, you know, all my artists that I listen to, we always listen to the struggle because we understand with hip hop. You know, you're from Brooklyn, I'm from Brooklyn. And
Thanks.
When I was growing up, everything I listened to resonated to what I was seeing around me. So that's what I understood. And as we continue to progress in hip hop and grow, we stuck to that, right? Because that's what we knew. Now, fast forward to what we got going on right now. Always said that if hip hop knew what we knew now, back then we would have been talking about it at that point.
That's the whole fact.
But we didn't. We obviously were very happy just to get a chance to rhyme and perform and do these things. And we got the bad side of the deal, if you ask me. But anyway, now that we have the opportunity,
we got the culture, but we left the money.
Exactly. Now that we have the opportunity to voice our opinions and own it, there's people like you and I who have developed our craft. So let's start off like this. All right, so take me back to when you were growing up in Brooklyn. Let me know about Dex when you were growing up in Brooklyn. What was it like?
Oh, man. I grew up in the 90s in Brooklyn, so I know even just saying that, it brings a lot of images like, well, wow. Yeah, just like that. Whatever you picturing, when you hear 90s in Brooklyn,
yeah,
that's what it was like, man. You know, and when I was young, I started out doing like poetry. I was exposed to hip hop young, but not because I had like somebody older, you know, introduce me to it like that. Like my mom was one of her friends. They must have got like a deal, like 2-for-1 records or whatever. I don't know what they and then she came home with I remember it was a couple different records. She came home with Menudo.
Okay.
She came home with Michael Jackson Thriller.
Solid.
And she came home with a Houdini record.
Okay.
And we had a record player in the living room, like so I would play those records, you know, and Freaks Come Out at Night, Houdini. That joint, I used to bump that.
That's a hot joint though.
It's
on that beat. That beat is hot.
Yo, that beat crazy.
If you listen to it now, you be like, yo, I was sleeping on this. We might have to do an instrumental. Yeah,
I'm surprised there ain't more chops of that and people putting out songs right now.
Yeah, the chop, man. The drums in that.
Yo. The freaks come out and yo, what? We started a cypher in here. Stop playing.
Right.
Nah, so yep. So it was those records that first influenced me. And even at the time I didn't even know it was like hip hop like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool, like, oh, okay, you know. It wasn't until I was in junior high school when I realized, like, oh wait, this is something different.
Yeah.
You know, I stopped out on Utica Avenue in Crown Heights, where I'm from. You know, Crown Heights, what it sound like.
Yeah.
And I bought a bootleg Nice and Smooth album on cassette tape.
Did you get it from Queens?
Huh?
Did you get it from Queens?
Nah, yo, they was right there. Yo, the bootleg man was everywhere.
All right, I'm about to say.
Once they realized that was a thing, the hustle just expanded. So it was everywhere, right there. Utica Avenue, across the street from the McDonald's. If you know, you know. Top that Nice and Smooth cassette tape, and like Biggie said, I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Like I used to listen to that joint every day, and then realizing that's what it was. Like, oh wow,
Nice and Smooth is a good intro to hip hop too, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
So now that we understand the foundation of Dex with hip hop, what does hip hop mean to you right now?
Man, hip hop has done so much for me that it's hard to even sometimes put it into words. Like hip hop is like a best friend. It's like a mentor. It's like a partner. It's like like a master. It's like a teacher. It's like, it's everything, depending on how you look at it. It's a job. It's a paycheck. It's a hustle. It's a passion. It's an art form. And all of these things are true. Hip hop has gotten me out of tickets. Like, it got me out of getting arrested. Just be like, no, yo, I was speeding because I got a show right there. Like, tell you, promoter standing in front of the door, like, yeah.
Tell me the story. Tell me the story. How did that go down?
I was actually I was competing at the New Eureka's Poets Cafe.
Okay.
And I was about to make this left turn. The light just turned red. Like, it wasn't even like fully red. It's like that color between yellow and red. It's like orangish. The light was orange. I promise you. Swung that left. And as soon as I swung to the left, I seen the boys right out the corner of my eye, and I knew what it was.
They put the lights on.
Before I even bent the whole corner, the lights was on. But the venue was like right there, like 2 buildings down from the corner, and I know that like there's like a post office that always got the driveway empty. So as soon as I seen him hit the lights, I just pulled into there, and when I pulled into the little driveway joint, I just texted the promoter like, yo, the boys just pulled me over. I'm outside.
He came out to assist.
He came outside. When he came outside, I got all my windows down. I got my hands out the window. I'm like, yeah, officer. So, like, I'm telling you, I'm performing right there. If you turn around, the promoter's right. Look, he's the promoter. It's okay. He's, once he talked, I'm like, yeah. I'm the host. He's performing right now. They're like,
slid you in.
Well, they was like, well, why'd you run that red light? I was like, officer, it was orange, bro. It was orange. He's like,
Semantics.
I got a split second between the colors change.
So you walk me through the journey of where you at. You explained to me, what it means to you right now. So what are your influences as far as hip hop is concerned? Who influences you right now?
Right now it's such a breath of people, right? Everybody from Joyner Lucas to J. Cole to Kendrick to Drake to the classics, the ones that inspired me to even do this, Big, Nas especially,
yeah,
Jade, of course, the people that really take time with the craft, those are the people that inspire me the most, because I think I think hip hop a lot gets treated like a fly by night type of genre, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But it's the most difficult art form to do. You know, You're a songwriter, 16 bars for a songwriter, they really only writing 8 bars of words. Because things are getting
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They
yeah,
just
baby,
they ad libbing
right?
it the rest, right?
All of that. The words elongated because you singing. But for a rapper, for an artist, like in 16 bars, you writing a minute and a half of information.
Right.
And it's gotta be dope, it's gotta be on time, and it's gotta,
Right.
you know, that is difficult.
One of the things that's overlooked in hip hop when it comes to the 16 is the delivery. Because some people can put a 16 together, right?
Yep.
But to put it together and be able to get it out, to make it smooth and you own
Make it.
it and all of that,
Yep.
that's in itself another art form that people just don't
Absolutely.
understand. Like,
Absolutely. It's so overlooked. It's
yeah,
so overlooked.
yeah, they think it's simple until you actually put 16 together. Keep in mind, when you put 16 together, some stuff ain't gonna make it. Some
Yep.
stuff gets taken out or reworded a little bit. We're talking about the craft here, right? We have
Yep.
an idea of how we wanted to do it, and then when you actually say it, it's like, nah, 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 nah. Do it this way, right? And you
Or
kind
do
of,
it this way.
yeah,
Cut that syllable out. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Put that face there. Yeah, yeah. The delivery, the flow, very important, man.
yeah.
You know?
I tell you one thing that I struggled with when I first started writing hip hop, right? Is let me break it down. Let me break it down first. Then I'm gonna toss it back to you. So in order to learn how to write bars, the first thing that I started to do was actually listen to it was Warren G. It was Regulate. It was Warren G's album, G Funk Era, right? So I used to sit there and I used to write out what they were saying. And then I
Uh,
started to get the pattern down for what 16 was. I'm like,
right,
all
right,
right,
right.
bet I could do that. Okay. So then after I got what they were saying, then I would actually say it the way they were saying it. So I was
Right.
rapping along with them. So then once I mastered that, I started writing my own. Then and after
Right.
that, then I hit an instrumental and I say what I wanted to say in order to
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
my craft right. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's the evolution right
So
there.
yeah, how did you learn how to write 16 bars?
Man, I still don't know how to write 16 bars. Honestly, it's funny, right? I could count 16 because I know it's one, two, three.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
one, two, right? I could count it. But when it came to learning it, I just always knew where the song felt right for me to start writing. You
Okay.
know,
It's a feel,
it was just
yeah.
like this feels like this is about where I should be ending, and it just always ended up to be 16. So everybody like when I was rapping back in the day, like, yo, you got 16? I was like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I got
yeah, I got
16.
16. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 I got that. No problem. But even if the cadence is different and the tempo, the BPMs, the beats per minute is faster, or slower, I still was always managing to make it like 16. For some reason, the count was
Yeah.
just always in my head. I learned after how
How
to
to
do it
get it
according to
right.
music theory, yo.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's 16. Sometimes it's 16, sometimes it's 12, sometimes it's
Yep.
24.
Yep. It's all in the time. It's all in the time signature.
Yeah.
You writing a double time verse, you writing like 32 bars worth of lyrics, and it's still only gonna come out to like 45 seconds to a minute and a half. Like a dissertation. This is craziness.
All right, so let's go ahead and come back to hip hop in a second. So
Yeah.
the things that makes me and you special is we are two guys that actually marry finance and hip hop together. So tell me
Sir.
about your introduction to money. A lot of people don't really understand and think in terms of, yo, when was the first time I actually got exposed to a dollar or seen one get spent? Can you recall a moment where you remember being introduced to money?
Mm. In that aspect, it would definitely have to be going to the store for like my upstairs neighbor.
Okay.
She used to smoke cigarettes back in the day. And then when her son wasn't around, she'd be like, "Dad's there, go. Yeah, big búscame dos, Daddy." I'm like, okay. And then she would give me the money and then give me the change, you know. So that's
Yeah.
when it was like, oh wait, you know, I could buy something with what's left over. Oh, ish, you know. So that was that. And I've never. That's a great question though. When's your first introduction to the money? Because whoever thinks of that? When's the first time I learned to spend a dollar bill?
Right. And this is our very introduction to it. Often can be the precursor to how we're going to continue our relationship with that money. So let's fast forward to now. What is your current relationship with money now versus back then?
And me and money is frenemies.
You need it, but you hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the more you understand money, the less you really realize how worthless it actually is.
Yeah.
In what it actually is, because we don't really want money. We want the things that money does for us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think once we conflate in our minds that we need money. We don't really need money. You don't really want money.
Right.
You want to go on vacation. You don't want money. You want that new bag. You don't want money. You want that entertainment system. You don't want money. You want Beyonce tickets.
Right.
The money is just the vehicle.
That's it.
It's not the destination. You know?
Right.
So my relationship with money is we're frenemies in the sense that I know that money's supposed to be my slave. Like, you're supposed to be doing what I want you to do. But we got our situation switched up. I'm doing more for money than it's doing for me.
Right.
But at least at this point in my life, you know, I understand what the relationship is supposed to be. So we're gonna get it right, you know. And along the way, I'm hoping I'm gonna switch some minds too.
Yeah. So who can you say gave you your style for how you deal with money right now? Who do you give credit to that?
Experience. Experience. You know, experience is the best teacher. Unfortunately, our experiences when it comes to money and credit and stuff like that, we're often just the victims.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Of the business of money, you know.
Right.
And we're unknowing victims. Because I don't know about you, I don't know about anybody else, but my first exposure to credit itself was I'm coming out of my college class, and somebody outside with a water bottle and a frisbee talk about, you want $1,500. I said, what?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah. That's how it happened for me too. Yeah.
And frisbee and I'm not equipped to make those types of decisions.
I'm in the same boat, right? My first introduction to credit was a Discover card. And this was back then when they had the 5% cash back. I forget what it was. But it was when you spent $1,000 or more, which I didn't know at the time. I thought it was just straight up.
I bought some coffee. What's that? 2 cents?
Yeah. With my chain, what up? What's up?
Chain, what up?
Yeah. Trying to get out.
Need them 2 Lincolns right here. What's good?
And that's how I got introduced. So I ran that bad boy up. It up. And they hit me with the bill. And I'm like, yo, where my 5%? What's up?
Yeah, where my 5% at, though?
Yeah. Math wasn't mathing back then.
The math was, I'm telling you. I'm like, I hear what y'all could do is just the 5% y'all was going to give me, just put that to what I owe you. And then buy some more stuff. And then we're going to put the 5% on top of that.
Yeah. That's the type of math that we thought we were going to get. That is not how it works, sir. That is not. Yeah, so
not at all.
Needless to say, my relationship with credit was sour in the beginning. It wasn't until later that I understood what it really meant to borrow and actually use it to my advantage. But that took some time, and that's all right. That's all right. Time it is the greatest teacher in the world.
Exactly.
All right.
I think as long as we out here, we shorten the learning curve for the next generation.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we do, why we do what we do. So
Fact.
everything that we learn, we encompass and we interject it into what we do now. So what type of financial changes have you made since you've continued to grow and learn more about money?
Oh man, definitely just being more conscious. Um, because the world doesn't take money from you all at one time, right?
Right.
It sneaks it from you. You know,
Slowly but surely.
you slowly but surely you lose it. You lose it on that Starbucks coffee. You lose it on now
Them
you got to pay
habits.
for. I don't know about over there with y'all, but now we got to pay for our grocery bag. So we gotta spend like a
Oh,
a,
the
a,
cloth
a
joints?
quarter. Yeah, the
Yeah.
plastic joints. Now
Yeah.
we either gotta buy the cloth joint,
Yeah.
or we gotta spend a quarter or a nickel. Like it feels like nothing, right?
Until
But it
until
adds up,
you get 20
you know,
bags.
and 20 bags.
Yeah. Like,
You ain't got the money to buy the groceries to put in the bags. But it just made me more conscious of the fact that money is constantly leaking out of your pocket. That's society's job. Society's job is to get money from you, or else it doesn't
yep.
run. You
Yep.
know. So I've just been more conscious of that and just trying to make better decisions when it comes to certain things. Like, you know what? I ain't gonna have the Dunkin' Donuts. I'm gonna go to the corner store. I'm gonna get me the dollar joint today,
Yeah.
and
Better
that's what it is,
decision. Yep.
And then maybe next year I'll be like, you know what? I'm not even spending the dollar. I got the coffee grind in the crib, like
I'll make it myself. Yeah.
making myself. Just I guess the point of it, just don't go too wild, because then it's like, nah, you know what? I don't even got the coffee grinder. I'm flying to Colombia next week. I got me a whole farm now.
So, with our journeys here, what is a lesson that you had to learn the hard way when it came to money?
That money's not your friend,
Tell
and
me
you can't
about it.
spend you can't spend its memory.
Tell me a story about how you ended up learning that.
Oh man, I mean, as a younger person, I learned that many times. When you get the bulk of the money, you're like, oh yeah, yo, this, you know what? I'm gonna buy me an ounce of weed today. instead, instead of getting that little bottle, I'm gonna get the big joint. Give me the liter joint. You know what? Everybody eating today. You know what? Sandwiches on me. and what used to be a $5 day for you is now a $60 day, because you have more money, right? And you do more $60 days, than that chunk of change that you
Hmm.
had is now gone. And you're
These are
like,
the
yo,
habits.
what happened? I just had a grip. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
this don't make up for ounce. The ounce is done. Everybody, and now
Nobody
you
else put in.
reminiscing, like, now you looking back, like, yeah, I didn't really need an ounce. I could have got it. I could have got an eighth. Fuck. But you can't spend the memory of that money. It's gone. So,
It's gone.
it's
Yeah,
gone.
man. One of the things that I learned the hard way about money is that no matter how many jobs you got, you can still be
Mm,
broke, right?
mm.
I think one of the things that we learn in our community is get a job, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Get another job. So you got two jobs. You would think you have more money when you got two jobs. All right. Then a person like me, I ended up having three jobs at one point in time. I had two
I've
part-time
done that
gigs.
before.
Yeah, and then a gig that I did during the weekend. So here I am with three jobs. And at the end of those three jobs, I'm like, I am no better off if I had one full-time job.
That is a fact.
Yeah,
And
and
I'm more tired.
yeah, I'm more tired. That's all the result that I got out of it. Now, I was also making some questionable decisions with my money.
Of
I'm not
course.
gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I was, doing the best ever. So that's part of what the problem was. However,
Yeah.
I was tired. So at that point, that's when I said, I'm just getting a full-time gig one, and I'm just leaving it at that. So that was one thing that I learned, is that working hard does not always equal more money. It just
that's a whole
equals
fact.
more time, and you lost it, and that's a wash somewhere. But
Wash.
at the end of the day,
Nah,
it
it's,
led me to where I'm at right now, and I'm happy about it.
I'm glad that you're here, man.
Yeah, man. Shoot, me too. Let's take it back to hip hop, man. Let's talk about the album. So we've we've conquered a lot of things, talking about finance and merging it with hip hop. Let's talk about the Wealthy album. So what inspired you to make that album?
Yeah. I felt that there was a lack. I
Yeah.
felt that even after 50 years, that we still haven't seen the full potential of what hip hop could do.
Yeah.
You know, um, and I also felt that the topic is important. Not only is it important, I think it needs to still maintain its importance, but I think a lot of times as people, we think that when something's important, it has to be boring. You know, it has
Right.
to be sterile,
right.
right?
Right.
Oh man, that shit is important. Let me put on my suit and tie and go,
Yeah.
straight in my posture. you know, and I definitely don't think it's true. I think financial literacy is important, and I think that it doesn't have to just be some guy telling you like, well, you got to diversify your portfolios
Right.
and
Right.
buy ETFs and stuff like that. It could be cool. I always tell people that it's not my job to teach people financial literacy. It's my job to teach people that financial literacy is dope. You
Right.
know, saving money is fire. Like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You paid how much for that Birkin? Get out of here. I got that for 30% off. I went straight to the manufacturer. I'm not playing. Like,
Right.
you know? And I also I always tell people this. I never sold crack. I'm never gonna be in my bars talking about I sold
Never.
drugs. I was on the block whipping.
Yeah.
I got baking soda now. But I can tell you this. I know how to make crack. You
With
know?
the music.
Not even. I bet you could at least tell me the start of how to make crack. You need cocaine, baking soda, water,
Right.
fire, ice, right? We all know.
Yep. We
We all
heard it.
know because we listen to it in the music.
Mm-hmm.
The average hip hop fan knows how to make crack
At some point, we learn about it.
in
Yep.
some capacity, right? If when we was growing up, we had more people rapping about owning businesses
We did. Yep.
and limiting their tax liability to the government, maybe we had more business people than crack dealers.
Right. Right.
So if we can make selling crack look cool, why can't we make financial literacy?
Listen, you preaching to the choir, of course, you know that. And
Yes, sir.
I'm in the same boat listening to that hip hop in the 90s, which I still love. I still listen
love,
to
bro.
it, yeah, no doubt about it. But when I listen to it, my ear is tuned a little different. That's why,
Yeah.
when I do the stocks and hip hop on YouTube, I grab these bars from these artists, and I highlight it and I spin it to where it goes to finance. Because that's essentially what all we were doing anyway. We wanted to be in the position to make these financial decisions. We just went about it in a different way. We just saw what we saw, so we did what we did, right? Now, we don't really have an excuse for that, right? We can't sit here and say, hip hop is 50. 50-year-olds ain't supposed to be out selling drugs. 50-year-olds aren't supposed to be out talking about what the young man is doing at 18 and 19. We're supposed to be grown up. We're supposed to be doing these type of things. Yeah, we're supposed to be groomed. All of these things. We're supposed to be grown, period.
They're grown.
Yeah.
So, what you doing out here, man?
Yeah.
Drinking lean? Come on, sir.
And we got to be the OGs, man.
We got to be the OGs, man.
Because we had OGs growing up, right? And OGs, we from Brooklyn, right? They kept us out of things that they know that we're not supposed to be doing, right? As a youngster, there's plenty of guys on my block that be like, hey, yo, get away from here. We about to go do X, Y, Z, whatever.
We about to go do something.
Yeah.
Nah, you know.
Yeah, they would kick us out. Like, no, you're not supposed to be here for this, right?
Yep.
That's the part of the game that I think that needs to be owned is the OG status. You know what I'm saying? We got the Ice T's out there kicking game. We need more.
Ice-T.
We need more game out here so these youngsters can know. But you know what? I'm ranting right now, right? So now these youngsters, sometimes they don't want to listen, right? And that's understandable because everybody always thinks they can do something a little bit better than before, right? We still have to understand what came before us. That's all I really want to get out is when you're that young, okay, cool. Go out there, go reinvent. Perfect. But please understand where things came from. So you know.
That's a fact.
Just so you know. That's all I'm asking out there. Hip hop, do that for me and we good. All right. So we talked about the album. So when this album comes out, you know, I'm on the pre-order list right now. Yeah, I'm on that, right? What do you want this album to change in hip hop?
Honestly, I wanted to change a couple things. I wanted to change what people believe that they could rap about and it be popular.
Right.
I wanted to change what people think an independent artist can do. You know, I took a lot of time to kind of like understand and at least get some baseline knowledge of marketing and buyer tendencies and funnels and stuff like that. So I'm really trying to kind of show the industry that, you know, independent edutainment, artutainment, whatever you want to call it, you know, art that you can learn from is the next wave. It's what's going to take over. And it's what they should be trying to invest themselves in instead of just try to find something that's popular just because it's stupid, you know, like just because something's popular doesn't mean that it's good, you know?
Yeah. Yep. TikTok in general does the same thing. Yep. They just chew them up, spit them out.
That's it. They, you know, I mean, even before TikTok, we seen it happen. We seen it happen on some of the biggest stages. We seen American Idol. We see that was George Hong. She bangs. Like that dude got a whole big deal for that.
He did.
Your man back in the day that had the internet going crazy. What's his name? JJ Icefish.
I ain't never heard of this. Hold on, who's JJ Icefish? I ain't never heard of this.
You know JJ Icefish when you see him. You look up JJ.
I'm gonna have to Google that.
You gonna be like, oh, put a picture of JJ Icefish up at this point in the interview. Everybody go, that's
JJ. All right.
JJ Icefish got a deal too, you know, because he was popular. He was absolutely not good.
Yo, that's it for this week's episode with Dex. Make sure that you come back next week for part 2. Do me a favor, tell me your first hip-hop record that you listened to. Tag me and share. I got my clique ready to use the money they got from jobs, encouraging, teaching them that it's not so hard. I'm doing this, making investing pop. You law, it's extra. You tuning in to Stocks and Bars. Stocks and Bars. Stocks and Bars. Stocks and Bars.